Spent 5 years living homeless on the streets. I was an intravenous drug user. I was a heroin and crack addict. And my life had been chaos for a very long time. I did originally train for the West End, but I'd forgotten all of the stuff I'd done. It was so long ago.
So I started with Kickstart in 2024. I didn't really have many other options, if I'm honest with you. I'd sort of come into recovery off the back of a detox from a long-term substance misuse issue in and around prescription drugs. 22 years, so I came into recovery, and obviously, you know, my mind was very, very different. You know, everything was brand new, and it was kind of like starting your life all over again.
So I spent a few years living in hostels, kind of sofa surfing, sleeping rough, and my mental health was very poor. Suffered from anxiety. I had no hope, to be honest.
I came to Tang Hall SMART. I suffered with mental health, addiction, and basically just whatever self-destructive behaviour I could involve myself in, I would be at the front of the queue. In 2014, I lost my business. I had to fold it due to mental health issues and other health issues as well. My relationship with my partner broke down, which was horrendous. That lost my relationship with my kids as well. Really tough time. I ended up doing a spell homeless. I'd planned what I was going to do if nothing changed, and I'd chosen the place that I was going to do it.
I was lucky enough to be picked up and started on Kickstart, which was a fabulous project, should I say. And yeah, it was a really interesting journey. From the Kickstart class, I started helping out with special educational needs, children, young people, at Tang Hall SMART in the sports hall. You know, helping out, run some sessions. Then another opportunity arose, and I ended up going out into the community to do some work boxing. You know, which is something that I did anyway. You know, been a boxing coach for 18 years. You know, it was nice to be able to go out into the community and do it in a community way. I thought it was fabulous, and yeah, the roles just evolved. From that role, I ended up getting a small-time contract with the Salvation Army, and from working with the Salvation Army, I've ended up with a small contract working with refugees, which is something that I've always wanted to do. So I've been really lucky, really, haven't I? I've been blessed to have been given these opportunities.
And we took this 1930s style tea dance into independent living homes for people with dementia, and I was the host, and I just had a go. I just went along and I had a go. Turns out I'm really good at connecting with people, but I didn't even know. You would think that I would know that after being an actress and a dancer and a model and all these things, you know, so many years ago, but I'd forgotten all of that. And it was my boss, Sue, that turned around and said, "You're really good at this." And I was like, "Am I?" She could see what I couldn't see. When I first started, I hadn't worked in 17 years, you know, and I'd been through years and years of chronic daily drug addiction. I didn't know how to be professional. I didn't know any of these things. And yeah, I had a lot to learn, and I needed support. I needed understanding. I needed patience. I needed tolerance. I needed things that I definitely wouldn't have found out there.
Sort of recognised that I needed a bit more routine, so Sue at Tang Hall SMART kind of put a provision in place, or a number of provisions, where I could come in several times a week, which I did. And slowly over time, I kept stringing together periods of clean time, and got more involved and started to volunteer as well. So that was my first experience of work for a few years, and started to do some sessional work sort of later on in that year, in 2016. Tang Hall SMART kind of believed in me really, and valued me as a person, built my self-esteem up, cared for me when I didn't care for myself, and that running alongside my recovery, which is a big strand of my life. You know, I'll always be an addict, but you know, I'm not in active addiction anymore, but I need to maintain my recovery. And Tang Hall SMART was kind of the cornerstone of that, really, of it all. You know, I don't think I would have got into recovery without Tang Hall SMART. That's where I met my future sponsor. Before, there was just nothing in my life. There was just addiction, which was miserable, depressing, full of anxiety, terrifying at times, and ultimately it was killing me, and I was going to die way before my years. You know, I don't think I'd have been alive now if I'd have continued for the last 5.5 years. So yeah, complete transformation.
There's lots of people that kind of have your back. There's lots of people that kind of, you know, have probably been through similar sort of things, and it's always good to be able to talk to other people, because your chances are you find out, oh, you know, you've kind of trod the same path that I have. You know, how did you deal with this? You know, and then it's kind of, there's a lot of in-house support. Absolutely.
That experience, along with other experiences in recovery, have made me realise that actually you have to have a team of people around you if you want to go somewhere in life. You can't just do it on your own. You've got to do it with a team. You know, it doesn't mean you have to be with people 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But if you want to move forward, you've got to learn to work with others. And yeah, that's something that's stayed with me from the beginning of the process, really. So yeah, I'm in a good place now, a much better place than I was, obviously. Yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate it, all of it.